Hey everybody, Mark Weiss Guy Weiss here. You might know me from my book, The Decade That Rocked. All the 80s rock and metal photos, they're mine. So check out my book. Also, I have my Kickstarter campaign just finished. We're going to be sending these out soon. My David Lee Roth issue 3, and my special tribute issue to the concert that I photographed over in England for Ozzy's Final Bow. It's a 100-page magazine. You can get that at myrockmag.com. And expect me to see me around on the channel. I'll be having something very special for you to share with you, all my experiences, taking in places. So stay tuned to this channel. And also, check all these streaming outfits. So there'll be details below. Check them out. There's so many I don't even remember. So everyone have a great new year. See you.
Hey everybody, Craig here, hanging out at the studio. I was just cranking some War Dozer, and I thought, you know what? I better make sure everybody knows. So on Monday evenings, enjoy Monday Metal Madness at 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 o'clock Eastern. Hosted by Diego from War Dozer. And you're going to see all kinds of kick-ass heavy bands that you probably never heard of. All right? So Monday evening, 7 p.m., 10 o'clock Eastern. Monday Metal Madness with Diego. We'll see you guys there.
Hello and welcome to tonight's episode of Sunday Night's Rock on New Bands, New Music Television. I'm your host, Paul Lydell. Got a great show for you tonight featuring Robin McAuley, the legendary Robin McAuley, who is the lead singer of the McAuley Schenker Group and also is the lead singer of the band Black Swan. Black Swan is a supergroup featuring members of Whitesnake, Winger, Foreigner, Dokken, and Ace Frehley's band, and featuring the one and only Robin McAuley. Robin's going to be our guest on the show tonight, and he's got a lot of great stories for you. But let's kick off tonight with a band. They're out of the UK. Funny name, great band. So they're called Asomvel, A-S-O-M-V-E-L. And they bring back the spirit of like Motorhead and old AC/DC and just a totally kick-ass band. And you're gonna dig this. And this is Asomvel.
Don't stop for nothing at all.
Coming up in just a few minutes, I'm going to check in with Mike Fitz of the band Bad Marriage. He's going to tell us about the new album, Bad Marriage, Match Made in Hell. And let's first check out another band from Boston, and this is All Sinners, Into the Flames.
All right, guys, one more time. I'm not digging it.
Shut up and rock!
New bands, new music, television. And I'm your host, Paul Lydell. I got Mike Fitz here checking in. Mike, how's it going? Thanks for taking the time.
Of course, buddy. I'm glad to be back on with you, dude. I'm hanging, rocking. Happy to be here.
And I understand you've had a bunch of interviews already today. and you're fitting me in because you got some stuff happening. Why don't you tell me about that?
Yeah, they're putting my ass to work. No, it's basically been a media day for me and Tommy. We're doing a bunch of interviews. We just released Bad Marriage's third full-length album. This is the first album with Tommy in the band, so we're really psyched about it. And you've been giving it some love. Our new single, "Match Made in Hell," which we appreciate. So yeah, we're just trying to stay busy and keep rocking out and supporting this new album. We're psyched about it.
That's fantastic. Congratulations on the release of that. That is wonderful.
Thanks, buddy.
So let's talk about that song, "Match Made in Hell," and tell me how it was written. How did it come together?
Yeah, we've been playing it actually live for quite some time. The title track, the title of it, I just kind of came up with. Someone might have said "Match Made in Heaven," and I just kind of swapped heaven with hell, and I'm like, dude, that would make a good song. So, I just it stuck with me, and I wrote that opening riff, and just came together, and I started singing that hook to it. And then I showed the guys, I'm like, dude, I got an idea. Match made in hell, very repetitive but catchy, something that AC/DC would do, or something, just, the drill.
I
And
love it.
yeah.
I love the song, and it stuck in my head. Like, I heard it the first time, and man, I couldn't get it out of my head. Fantastic song. Tell me about the video, the making of the video. Real cool video, by the way.
Yeah, the video was badass, and my hat goes off to our producer, our director for these videos, Jim Foster. I mean, I've known him forever. He's been like a mentor to me. Guitar player. He's a recording engineer guy that I've learned a lot from. And his latest endeavor, I mean, he does videos. So, and he's just the man. He's done a bunch of Bad Marriage videos, but I think he knocked it out of the park with this one. We were looking for a location, and we were kind of stuck. And he said, he's like, dude, I shot one time at this really rad old, like late 1800s church in Boston. He's like, I can see if we can rent that again. And it just everything worked out. And he's just a pro, and we've shot a video or two in our day, so we knew what we were doing, and it just came out really good, and it's fun. It's everything rock and roll, and people are digging it, so that makes us happy.
Yeah, it's an awesome video. Last time we texted, I was, saying, hey, I hope you're okay in that huge blizzard that's coming. This is the end of February.
Right.
And you're like, man, we're leaving for a tour in the middle of this. How did that go?
Yeah, well, thankfully, we're East Coast guys. We're all basically from Massachusetts. Obviously, Tommy's, Tesla boy. He's from Sacramento, but most of the band is East Coast, so we're used to dealing with blizzards. But that one, when you were texting me, was a reality slap. We literally got 3 feet in my backyard, and that's where we park our shuttle bus, what we tour with. So it was brutal. The only saving grace was we just had to get it out of the driveway, and once we knew we could do that, we were going the other way. We were going the opposite way of the snow. So from Massachusetts to our first gig was in Pennsylvania. So it was cool. Like I said, once we got a couple miles down the road, we were safe. But it was brutal getting out. I will tell you that.
Just business as usual for East Coasters, right?
Yep, and it's just all in the name of rock and roll. It's just you gotta do it.
Tell me about your new album. How many tracks, and tell me about some of the songs.
Cool. Yeah. So we just released it on March 13th, which was cool because it was Friday the 13th. I just think that was kind of cool. It's on RFK Media, which is a label. It's Ron Keel's label from Keel. And so we're happy to be on that label. Ron has been a big fan of Bad Marriage, and he's just an overall super passionate guy. He's a workaholic. He's just one of those dudes that you want on your team. He's going to bat for you consistently. He also knew, that Bad Marriage has a thing going, and he kind of just lets us do our thing, which I think is really cool. So the record, yeah, it's only been out, for a couple weeks. We have it on vinyl and CD. On vinyl, we could only fit 12 songs, but there's actually 13 songs on the CD, which is pretty cool. I wanted to get them all on there, but we couldn't fit them on the vinyl. But yeah, I mean, it's available now everywhere. All the digital streaming platforms, Spotify, Apple Music, all that good stuff. And obviously, the hard copy of a CD and vinyl is just a cool thing to do, and people still love it. We do really well with selling vinyl and CDs on tour. So, we're just happy that people are digging what we're doing, and we're excited about the album. It's our first one with full length with Tommy in the band too. So it's got a new, fresh sound to it, and we're just we're pumped. People seem to be digging it so far.
I agree. I think it really brought the band up to even a higher level when Tommy joined. And this new stuff is just really amazing. Tell me what's coming up next. What do you got coming up next to support the album?
Yeah, totally. We have a few dates in April. In New York area, April 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Where is it? The first one's in Cohoes, New York. It's we're playing April 2nd and 3rd with Chris Jericho's band. It's a Kiss tribute called Quarantine. And we're also playing with rest in peace Ace Frehley, his band. So there's going to be like two bands doing Kiss, and then Bad Marriage supporting it. So we're happy to be a part of that. Then we have April 5th in your hometown. Wait, 2nd, 3rd, no, April 4th. Sorry, I'm trying to get my dates right. And then, so April 4th at Buncey's Bandstand, and that's become, like a second home to us. And I know that you are originally from that area, which is just mind blowing for some reason to me. But we love that place, and fans have been great to us. And Dave, the owner at Buncey's, is a good friend of mine. So, we got that coming up. We have a hometown date on April 19th here in Massachusetts with a band called Gunshine, who we're very cool with. We played with them one other time, and I mean, they're a band that if we get to actually tour with, we think it would go very, very well. They're very talented, kick-ass dudes. And we got the Mountain Festival, which we've played with you guys with Dangerous Toys before. Monsters on the Mountain. I think now it's called the Mountain. So this is our third time playing that festival, and Gatlinburg, Tennessee. It's always a blast, and that one's in late August, I believe. So we're looking forward to that.
Yeah, we're gonna have fun, huh?
Hell yeah. And we plan to be a lot more busy. We have some dates, some tours, panning out, but it's just talks right now. So I just got to wait for it to be confirmed.
Sure. Well,
yeah.
Mike, thanks for fitting me into your schedule today, your busy interview schedule, and wishing you the best out on the road. And thanks again. Talk to you soon.
Awesome, man. Thanks for everything. Always supporting us. And I look forward to where we can just chill and hang out and talk guitars or something.
Me too.
Awesome, buddy.
Here's a video from Bad Marriage. This is the one we were talking about. This is Match Made in Hell.
Ours will be a different life, without material needs. A life that will last through eternity.
You're watching Sunday Nights Rock on New Bands, New Music Television. I'm your host, Paul Lydell, and today I have the honor of speaking to the one and only Robin McAuley. Robin was the singer of the McAuley Schenker Band with Michael Schenker. He is also the lead vocalist in a new super group called Black Swan, and you're going to hear all about that. But Robin, thank you so much for being here today. Really appreciate it.
Paul, it's my pleasure. Thanks for having me. And you're absolutely right. Sunday Nights Rock.
All right. So can we go back to when you were singing in Grand Prix and Michael Schenker came to see a Grand Prix show along with other guys from his band, and he said, "That's the singer for me. I want Robin McAuley to sing for my band." And he said, "Will you sing for my band?" And you said, "I can't."
I said, "Yeah, you kissed my ass." That's what I said.
Can you tell me about that?
Yeah, so we Grand Prix, we were doing some warm-up shows for Sammy Hager's Standing Hampton tour.
Yeah.
And we were playing in London, and Michael suddenly showed up at the gig with Chris Glenn, who was Alex Harvey's band bass player, but then became an MSG bass player, Andy Nye keyboard player, and the great and late Cozy Powell.
Mm-hmm.
So we were in pretty heavy company in the room that night, and they were all sort of cool, standing staring at us. And I get a call the next morning, actually from Cozy's people, and they were rehearsing. MSG was rehearsing, and I knew that Graham had come and gone, and Gary was back in, but it was temporary. The reason I knew that was because, like MSG, our Michael Schenker group, as it was called at the time, Grand Prix, we were label buddies. We were all on Chrysalis Records, so we knew them. They knew us. We never actually had a chance to meet. We never, we didn't go to the pub together, that sort of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I was leaving the next morning to go on tour, and I wasn't about to jump ship. And I said, I can't make this. So, and I got all of this really bad press from Kerrang magazine, and they went, "Who does this Irish upstart think he is? Not refusing Michael Schenker," and yada, 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 yada. And, as the wheel turns, 4 years later, I was actually working out of Germany in a studio project called Far Corporation, together with Bobby Kimball, who was now no longer with Toto. And with the producer, Frank Farian, we recut Stairway to Heaven. That just blew up the charts. We sold over 2 million singles in a very short space of time in the UK. I think we hit number 5 or number 8 in the top 10. Rudolf Schenker hears the song, and Michael was now auditioning back at Rudolph's studio in Hanover, Germany. And Rudolph heard it on the radio, and he goes, "Michael, I think maybe this is the singer that you need to be getting." And Michael goes, "Yeah, you think?" I approached him 4 years ago, and he wasn't interested. He's probably not interested. And so that's how the whole thing sort of came full circle. They tracked me down in the middle of promo work for Far Corporation and invited me to Rudolph's studio. And the rest, as they say, became McAuley Schenker Group. And it was a good time. And just on that note, I'd like to offer my deepest condolences to the news that came in today for Francis Buchholz, bass player for the Scorpions. He just passed away, sadly, so rest in peace.
Oh my gosh, I didn't know that. That's awesome.
Rest in peace, my dear friend. Of course, we worked hand in hand with the Scorpions. We were the Scorpions management. We know all those guys. So yeah, sad news today. So don't mean to put a damper on the proceedings, but there you have it.
Well, that's awful news. So yeah, you not only joined Michael Schenker's band, he renamed the band McAuley Schenker.
So we were talking about, I always loved the MSG logo. I thought it was just one of those logos that kind of sat right in the middle of your shirt. You could see it all the time. It was red. It looked great. And we were just chatting about that. And I had no idea that I was going to be the guy that was going to get picked. I was the last of 17 singers. You know, Klaus Meiner was involved. Rudolf Schenker was involved. The management, who also managed Aerosmith, Lieber Krebs, and Rock Sound Management, they were a part of the decision. And of course, Michael. And so I get a call from Michael, I don't know, a week maybe after the audition. It wasn't really an audition. We just went in and sang a bunch of MSG songs to see how my voice would fit on that. And then we worked on some newer material just to see if we could come up with anything spontaneously, that sort of stuff. I flew back to London. I was living in London at the time. And then Michael calls and he goes, we've decided that you will be the new singer. And before you say anything, I also want a partner. I don't want to do things by myself anymore. I don't want to be carrying the full burden of the band. And I would love to change the name of the band. And I scoffed at the idea because I'm thinking he has some other name. And I'm thinking, no. I said, MSG, Michael Schenker Group, tried and tested. If it works, don't fix it. I said, love the logo. You know how I feel about this. And that was just a casual conversation back in Germany. And he said, no, I have the initial M. And he said, I think it's a sign of good fortune. Phil Mogg had the initial M. You have the initial M in McAuley. He goes, I'd love to call it McAuley Schenker Group. And I went, that's the longest name ever. People are never going to be able to spit that out. He goes, no, it can still be MSG, but it'll be McAuley Schenker Group over the top or whatever. And we did change the logo up a little bit. I absolutely, to this day, swear by it. Did not want that change. I thought it was ludicrous. I thought it would really make things too complicated. It did for people on the inside, because people would go to a Michael Schenker Group bin, a Tower Records, they'd go to a McAuley Schenker Group, they'd go to a Scorpions bin, they'd go to a UFO bin. The record company went way beyond the extra mile with arrows coming into the store. This is where the bin is. I mean, ludicrous stuff. I mean, they had to go to extreme lengths to create different kind of marketing and advertising just because of a stupid name. It wasn't important to me. Not at all. Anyway, we did it. And, here we are 40 years later celebrating McAuley Schenker Group now.
Well,
am I that old?
let's check out a video of McAuley Schenker Group. This is Anytime. And we're back with Robin McAuley. Robin, tell me about the writing process. You do solo albums and albums with Black Swan, but with the solo albums, it's more of a remote kind of process because you're working with the band in Italy, right? And then with Black Swan, you're like kind of in the room with the guys. Tell me about, how those two things compare.
Well, Serafino Perugino at Frontiers Records, which is the label we're on, he called me and asked about a solo record. Love to do a solo record with you. Always loved your voice. Would love to have you on the label. And my answer was, I don't see myself as a solo artist. Not really interested in doing a solo record. Who'd listen to it? What would I do? What kind of direction would I take? I like the presence of a band. I like the feel of a band. I like just to be with a bunch of guys. I'm not a black sheep. I don't want to be out there on my own. So we put it on the back burner. And I think maybe 12 months after that conversation, I'm now working a residency in Las Vegas called Radiant the Rock Vault, which I performed over 1,500 shows in like 7 years or something.
Yeah.
And we performed 5 nights a week. I get a call from Jeff Pilson, and he goes, and I've known Jeff. My wife and I will be married 34 years this year, and Jeff was my best man. And I'd known him 2 or 3 years before that because he was on the McAuley Schenker Unplugged record.
Aha! So you guys go way back. Yeah.
Yeah, and toured with us. So Jeff and I, good buddies. Jeff calls me and he goes, hey, Serafino called me and he wants me to put together a super group. And I'm going, come on, dude. Super group, really? And he goes, no. I said, I know it stinks. I hate that moniker too, He said, but anyway, he says, I was talking to Reb Beach, and he goes, Reb and I worked on Dawkins Tooth and Nail. Reb's totally down. So we just want you to say yes, and you will be the only singer we're going to talk to because that's what we want. That's who we want. And I said, you're playing bass, right? And he said, no, that's not my intention. My intention will be to be maybe a co-writer, producer, but I won't be playing bass. I'll get somebody to play bass. And I went, that's a bit of a shit, dude, because I'm not doing it unless you play bass. And he goes, come on, no. So anyway, he said, we'll talk about it. Reb came in. Reb lives in Pittsburgh. Reb came into LA. Jeff and I lived pretty close to each other. And we got together in the studio. And actually, first of all, Reb came in and he started woodshedding with Jeff in the studio, Jeff's studio. And then they sent me a batch of songs. And I'm going, what am I supposed to do with this? These two guys are such great songwriters, great bands. Why are they calling me? Leave me alone. And I was panicking. I was totally intimidated. Anyway, I started writing stuff. I had a bunch written. Reb's coming back into town. We set up time to all meet at Jeff's studio. And we're just chewing the fat, Paul. And then Reb said, so dude, what do you got? What do you have? And the first song that I actually picked up a microphone and started to sing in the control room was the second track on the Shake the World record, called Big Disaster. And so you can imagine Reb's reaction. He goes, so let me get this right, dude. We've never worked together before. And the very first song that you introduced to this new band is called Big Disaster. He goes, I see a great future for this band. And it turned out it was like our second single. And the track turned out like great. And that's kind of how we started, Paul. It was just that sort of jovial take on the supergroup thing. And we decided that we weren't going to follow any tried and tested formats, if you will. We thought we're just going to write songs. We're going to write good songs. We're not going to be this, that, or the other. We all hail from the 80s. There was no changing that. but we wanted something that would be very melodic, very fresh sounding, and not sort of stale. And here we go, this is just a super group thing project, just putting stuff out for the sake of it. We thought we didn't want to get into that trap, and we didn't want to be called a super group, but we didn't want anything really. We just wanted to see if we could write decent songs and see what would happen. And I'll tell you a little joke, not to digress here, but one of the first songs we sent to the label was the power ballad off the first record, which was called Make It There. Beautiful song, if I may say so myself. And Serafino sent us an email, and he said, this is just breaking my heart. This is just so awesome. And he said, if this was the 80s, I'd be buying each of you a Ferrari. And I replied and I said, I guess a Ford Fiesta will have to do then.
All right.
That's really who we still are with. Like, we can't believe we're like 3 records in already. And there's another one coming, I was just told. So there'll be a 4th record.
Oh, fantastic.
We didn't see that on the contract. But
it's a fantastic band. Let's check out a video right now from Black Swan, and this is the song Big Disaster. And we're back with Robin McAuley. And Robin, let's talk a little bit about your solo albums and the writing of those, which was done sort of in a different way. And tell me about how the solo albums, you have 3 solo albums. Tell me how those are written and recorded.
Yeah, so after we finished the first Black Swan record, the label came back to me and basically said, "Are you ready to rethink the solo projects?" And so I'm 3 solo records in, 3 Black Swan records in, almost 6 records in almost the same amount of years. It's like, who'd have thunk it?
That's amazing.
Yeah, right. So then we thought, okay, how would we do this? So for the first record, called Standing on the Edge, what I decided to do for the writing process would be basically to dig up the people that I had worked with in the past. Some of the Grand Prix guys. We co-wrote a song with Phil Lanzon. I was working the Vegas show, so I had Heart's guitar player, Howard Leese, who was a musical director. So I approached Howard, and Howard, of course, was Paul Rogers, Bad Company's musical director for years with Paul. And I said, let's do a sort of a Bad Co, sort of a bluesy kind of a song. Howard sent me a song called What Am I Supposed to Do Now? So I worked with Howard. And then some of the Italian guys that wrote for the label at the time, Alessandro Del Vecchio, sent in a bucket of songs. And so together we compiled 11 songs for the first record. He used all of the Italian musicians. One of my favorite guitar players who has remained loyal throughout all 3 solo records, young Italian player called Andrea Silveso. Just love his playing.
Yeah, he's awesome.
He's killer. And I've got to do a bunch of shows with him now. In the meantime, we toured last year. I play all of that region, the Italy, Spain shows with Andrea. I have a squad up in Sweden, a regular band called The Gathering of Kings. They're my kind of sort of Scandinavian band. And I did like 5 weeks in the UK last year. And so I have a squad out of the UK as well. So logistically, it makes sense because it's just too difficult to move all of those parts around and just very expensive. So I use the local guys, and they really learn the material just like it's on the record. It's just, they're amazing. So that's how the writing takes place. They're sort of there. It's a remote kind of a thing. I use the same studio here all the time for my vocals, a studio called the Institute of Noise, LA. So I use the same engineer, very familiar with each other now. And we do other projects as well. So the writing, I mean, people scorn at it sometimes because it is remote. You never get to be in the same room with the guys, but these are modern times, man. You know,
kind of how a lot of times it's done now, right?
This is really how it works. And, you know, you make fixes on the fly, and it's not that difficult. And it really does not sound like you're not in the same room, because that's just how we make it sound. Same with Black Swan. Reb's in Pittsburgh. Jeff and I are here in LA. Matt lives in Connecticut. And just another little aside, not to jump around here, but Matt's the last guy to get the tracks in Black Swan. I mean, normally the drummer's in the room with the bass player and they're like banging it out. And so because, again, of logistics, the tracks are done and we send it to Matt and he absolutely loves it. He goes, you know, dude.
Really?
Yeah, he said, I can actually sit here now and I can listen in great depth to the songs and where they're going. Of course, we have drum machine on there, which is like bitching because Jeff is really good with programming. And then Matt will come in and he goes, now I can really listen to the song as opposed to I'm in this room with the bass player. He said, which is a killer situation to be in because you're in there bashing it out live with everybody. But when you sit back and you get a chance to listen to the tracks, I can really add all of that stuff that I might not hear on the fly when I'm in the room. And,
wow.
And I went, I never thought of it like that. And of course, I always say to everybody, Matt brings the thunder. He just kills it. kills it. And
Absolutely.
yeah, and yeah, it's you know, as much as you get dissed for it, it really works, Paul. It works. It works for us anyway. So and we're glad people like it. So
Yeah. Let's check out a song from the Robin McAuley solo album. This is called Till I Die. And we are back with Robin McAuley. Robin, I have to ask you, how do you keep your voice in such incredible shape? And did the Rating the Rock Vault, you said 1,500 shows in like 7 years. Did that help to keep your voice strong? Because like on the Black Swan and on your solo albums, your voice is just absolutely incredible.
Well, it's not to compare apples and oranges, but athletes who train relentlessly, it's muscle memory. You're constantly building, constantly maintaining, and learning when and when not to. And I take extreme care of my voice. It's my instrument. It's my job. That's how I look at it. And it's a responsibility to perform at your best every time. There's those who shall remain nameless still walk up on stage and sound awful because they're just not taking care of business. And I don't want to be that guy that stands on stage and I see people, wow, why doesn't somebody tell this guy? It's enough already, And I don't want to get to that point. I will know when the pipes are going a bit too clogged up, buddy. Time to say la vie. And I take great care. I mean, the road is not a good friend, not to any singer. There's just so many different factors involved. I hate being around people who are sick and don't tell me they're sick.
Sure, yeah, that's terrible. That's like,
yeah, you're not just making me sick. Now everybody's going to get sick,
Yeah.
And they go, no, I'm good, I'm okay. And you get that, and you go, I know you're not okay. And then tomorrow I won't be okay. And you may be the bass player, or the guitar player, or the drummer, and you can still go on stage and do the show. You might feel a bit, like shit, but it's a different thing for the singer. And then they turn around, oh, singers, prima donnas as usual, singers,
right.
and it's like, singer can't sing. You're not going to get a show unless you can sing,
Do you then warm up and do you have like a training sort of a regimen or anything?
I have a regiment. I stay very quiet when I don't have to sing. My day is very quiet. I hate sound checks because they're always too long and most of the time unnecessary, and I do lots of moisturizing. I always travel. I'm not advertising this because I don't have any affiliation with them, but I use a lot of these. It's a vocal mist. It's like,
oh, you do? Okay. I've seen it and wondered if it worked. And
yeah, I use that religiously. Keeps it very moist. I use steamers. They work better because it's a different kind of droplets it's just saline solution basically. I keep very quiet. I don't eat 4 hours before a show, which is, if you do it and you suffer from reflux, they just doesn't go hand in hand together because you're using your diaphragm and getting your line in the right place. I do my warm-ups, I do my warm-downs, and people think that you have to be screaming and shouting. Warm-ups are very quiet. You can cup your hands and you can feel the volume already. I stand in the corner of a room, do it quietly. You have to decide where the place is good for you. Keep it quiet. Do just small stuff. It's the muscle. It's a muscle. And the more you work it, the stronger it gets, and you learn how to perform. And I've developed a way to project without. I don't like screamers. You don't have to shout. Sing. You're supposed to be singing, not shouting. And there's a way to do that without, all of that stuff.
So when you're singing and it sounds like you're just real loud, you're not real loud?
I'm not. Everybody has their own choice of in-ear monitors. I've developed how to keep it under control, but really project it out, and that helps. That helps the vocal cords stay because they're like piano keys. If you keep knocking on them hard, sooner or later it's going to get really painful, swollen, inflamed, and that little gap that you really need wide to get all that air through now starts to close in. So you have to push harder to
Yeah.
get that airflow. And all of those things are necessary to know and understand. And before I do a consecutive amount of dates, I'll have a checkup with my doctor, make sure everything is good, and he gives me the all clear, and he goes, yeah, you know what you're doing, keep doing it. And that's what it is. That's all I do. Sounds like a lot. It isn't. It's just discipline, really. That's what it is.
Now, you started off as a drummer.
I sucked.
And I was curious. Do you play any other instruments as well?
I know about 3 chords on a guitar. You know how many songs have been written with 3 chords?
Oh yeah.
I have lots of guitars in the house. I wish I was really good. My son's a really good guitar player. My son Casey. I wanted to be a great drummer, Paul. I really wanted to be a great drummer. I continually tell drummers what to play. I can tell you, I'm always telling drummers what to play. I just love that. And I used to do a lot of background vocals when I was playing drums, and that's how.
Okay, I was going to ask because when you,
And then somebody said, "Dude, you know you're a much better singer than you are a drummer." And I went, "That hurt, dude."
but then you got invited to then sing in a band.
Yeah, and then that was right before Grand Prix.
Right.
Bass player, guitar player came in to a pub in London. I went, "Dude, you want to sing like real original songs? Come to the studio." And I did, and we cut a bunch of demos, and the whole punk explosion came in. That band dispersed, and then came back as Grand Prix. Funny, and I still see those guys. I did a show last year in Manchester in the UK, and one of the stipulations for my show, a solo show from the promoter, was that could we revisit some Grand Prix songs? And I went, dude, it's been like 40 years. And I don't think any of us have actually performed any of those songs. So I surprised everybody by bringing in the guitar player and the keyboard player. Keyboard player, of course, is Phil Lanson, who's with Uriah Heep. We were all on stage for the first time in 40 years. And the band had rehearsed the stuff just like the record. And people were gobsmacked. And it was emotional, exciting, fun time, all of the above. But we pulled it off, and it was pretty cool. Yeah.
That must have been awesome. Well, let's check out another video from Black Swan, and this is from the new album, If I Was King. And we are back with Robin McAuley. Robin Black Swan has a new album coming out called Paralyzed, and that's going to be out on February 27th. People, you'll want to get that. It's absolutely amazing, the 3 tracks that I've heard so far. And if you're not familiar with Black Swan already, it's going to be your new favorite band. So, Robin, tell me about Black Swan. I know it's difficult to get everybody together for a live show, but is there any intention of like having the band play live?
Yeah, there's always the conversation. When can we see you live? They've been discussing this since the first record. I can tell you that the talks are a little bit more serious this year than they were for the previous 2 records. Reb, as you know, was with Winger. Winger has pulled off the live scene. They will do some maybe strategic shows at some point throughout the year, but Winger, as we know it, is off the road. Whitesnake is off the road, so that's kind of frees Reb up. Jeff is still crazy busy with Foreigner. They have a ton of shows throughout the year, but there's a period, I think October, November, that there's another event going on that we've been approached to see if we can actually pull this together and perform a show. And if that happens, we're expecting to add to that. So that is on the series conversation right now. My October, November, I think I'm going to be busy with MSG because I'll be in Japan in October.
I see.
With MSG. And there may be more attached to that as well. Don't have any confirmation on it. It's all, throwing everything into the pot right now. So we would love it. I mean, we would love to paraphrase myself. I think the festival format would be the best forum for Black Swan, because I think it would be pointless and too expensive to go out and do some smaller shows. I think if we played festivals, we'd have a lot of people in the same place at the same time, as I always say. Mm-hmm. It would be the perfect stage to introduce the band to enough of people who promoters could then at that point go, "You got to book this band, got to make it happen."
Absolutely.
So, yeah, so that's where we're at with the conversation. We really, really want to do it. It's just getting everybody in the same place. Yeah.
Well, I can't wait to someday see a live show, because it's an amazing band.
Great band. It's a great band.
It's a great band, and you guys, 3 albums out now. It's going strong.
No excuses. We have plenty of material.
Robin, thank you so much for being here tonight. Really, really appreciate your time, and it's really great to talk to you.
Thanks, Paul. My pleasure. Anytime. And thanks for the support.
Oh, you're welcome. And here's another song from Black Swan. This is the title track off the brand new album coming out on February 27th, and this is Paralyzed.
In a world where only love has
We'll close the show out tonight with a video from the band The Fifth featuring Roy Cathy on vocals. Roy is going to be our guest next week on the show. Thanks so much for watching Sunday Nights Rock on New Bands, New Music Television. I'm Paul Lydell, and I'll see you next week.